Kev, injuries, first of all, Ash Handley and Matt Parcell, how bad are they?
They're not as bad as first thought. Ash will probably still be a little while. To be fair to Matty, he probably will be as well, but I think Matt is less of a concern at this stage, so no fractures, which is great news.
You're talking like a couple of weeks or maybe next week?
I think we'll see. Probably both the week after the Challenge Cup final. But I say that with my fingers crossed as well, so we'll see.
What about Stevie Ward? Has he made it this week?
Yet to be concluded, that one. He's not trained today, so we'll see. We'll make a call on him tomorrow. But he looks loads better. He looks great. He's trained most this week, and he's in decent shape. So looking forward to watching him play when we get him back.
What about Jack Walker's chances for tomorrow?
Yeah, he was in the 19. Again, a bit like Stevie. He hasn't ran yet this week, Jack. So we'll make a call on him tomorrow.
What are you expecting from Toulouse?
A real challenge, I'd say. I think it was a reminder. I caught the last 10 minutes of the Widnes London game last night. I think it's a reminder for all of us that the champ teams are going to come after everybody, so we've got to be ready for that. They're a big unit and they play some decent stuff, so but I feel we're ready. You know, it's tough. The last couple of weeks have been tough. The last 5 weeks have been difficult for all of us, I think. So it's great we're at home again in front of our home fans, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've had quite a positive week, and I think the team we have out tomorrow will go and play well, and you know, they are definite in their approach, and which is great to see.
How have you gone about doing your homework on Toulouse?
Yeah, just watch the footage. I suppose like you would for most weeks. Jimmy has prepared a really good game plan again, and you know, you've got to take them seriously. They're coming for a big scalp, so we'll be ready for them. And we're looking forward to it as well. You know, we've not had much to celebrate, in particular the last couple of weeks, so tomorrow's an important game for us.
It's only the second time Leeds have played Toulouse, isn't it? Think about the Challenge Cup semi-final in 2005, which you didn't play in. You had was it a dislocated
I did, yeah.
finger or thumb? What do you remember of that day?
I remember it being quite close first half. I think they were in front. Yeah, I think they may have even been in front. At half time, my last in memory was watching Barry Mack trying to kick a goal from 20 metres out under the post and miss. So, yeah, they're a good side. They're well coached, and I think it's a huge success for French rugby, and certainly for Toulouse to do what they've done the last couple of years. We'll welcome them here tomorrow, but hopefully we're good enough to get the job done.
The fact that the bulk of this side have been through the qualifiers successfully before as well, does that help as you go into it this time?
I think so. I think the experience helps. Ultimately, our performance tomorrow is what will be the difference for us. So our attitude tomorrow is really important. But yeah, I think probably half the squad have been through this before, so they'll have an understanding of what it's about. Again, we've tried to go about it positively. We've talked about that for the last couple of weeks. The last couple of results don't help, but in many ways we wipe the slate clean Monday morning, and it's a new competition for us, and we want to do our best in it.
It's an obvious question, but how significant would a win be at this stage?
Yeah, massively significant. We want to get off to a good start, like any campaign. But I think just for confidence, for morale, there's a lot of things happening, a lot of really good things happening behind the scenes which you guys won't see. Ultimately we're judged by what happens on the field, and the stuff that's going on behind the scenes will continue to go in a positive direction, but we want you guys to be able to share in some of that with us, and we want our players as well to enjoy getting a good win under their belt. So we look forward to tomorrow. It's great we're back at home, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the game too.
Have you had to lift or try and lift spirits after last week's result this week?
No, not particularly. I think we dealt with some of that on Sunday straight after the game, and then certainly probably up to Monday lunchtime we had a good look at some of the things we had to see, so we could learn some lessons and for us to get better this week. But after that, it's been quite a positive week. Like I said, it's a new campaign for us, and we want to throw everything at it. We want to do really, really well in this competition, and I think a lot of teams will be desperate. We need to be desperate too, but desperate without losing our heads and without losing our focus. So, like I said, I'm really looking forward to watching us play tomorrow. There's some really good things going on behind the scenes, and we just need that now to get and transfer to the field. I
think we saw in 2016 in the qualifiers, Leeds didn't take anyone lightly. You know, the lower sides. There was no complacency at all at that time. That's going to be key going forward this time as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd certainly be the plan. There's no complacency at all for us. Like I said, last night was a gentle reminder just what some of these champ teams are capable of, and we're aware of that. Very much, I feel, with our squad and where we're at, I think it's about us tomorrow. I think it's about us going out there and playing really well. We'll pay Toulouse the respect that they fully deserve and rightly deserve, but we're at home, and I think we need to grab this game by the scruff of the neck.
How much of a boost is it? You mentioned being at home, that you're not having to play the likes of Toulouse and Toronto away.
I actually quite fancy the trip to Canada, if I'm honest. I've got some family out there as well, and same in the south of France. Now it's started raining here, it'd be nice to get some sun on our back. So look, it doesn't faze me. It's great to have 4 home games. I think that's the key. If the draw would have taken us and would have meant we was doing some travelling, well, yeah, that's fine with me too. So I don't think we should be fearful of anybody in this competition. We have a great squad. We're a great club, and it's time for us to show it.
Good stuff.
This is the 4th year of the Super 8s and the qualifiers. Does it show how the competition is panning out, the fact that these championship sides are genuine contenders in each of these games?
Yes, very much so. I think the quality they play with as well. So to see last night's result in particular for game 1 of this campaign, for somebody to get turned over is, I think it sets the competition alight now. So we've got to prepare properly, like we have done. And I think so of the other Super League sides, otherwise they'll come unstuck. So I think it has improved, and certainly I think the cash that's been invested in those clubs has made a huge difference as well. So the fact that a couple of them have been a part of this competition for the last 2 or 3 years, they've learned a lot of lessons from it, and yeah, it'll be. I think this will be the most. Probably provide the toughest challenge for Super League sides that they've faced throughout the last 4 years.
And you mentioned the money they're about to spend. These teams now have a good smattering of Super League quality players who are in their ranks. Yeah,
they've been able to recruit pretty well, and I think that's the additional funding that they've had. But also I think everybody was busy leading up to sort of deadline day, if you like, in Rugby League, and everybody's tried to pull in 1 or 2, and it makes sure that this will be really competitive. So, but as I just said, I think we're a great club and we've got a great squad, and it's time for us to stand up now and show exactly what we're about.
You mentioned players coming in. Dom Crosby back available this week, having been cup tied last week. How much of an influence is he having?
Yeah, he's having a huge influence. It's a real boost to have him available. To look at our pack and what we've got coming off the bench, we look very, very strong, and I'm delighted with that. But Dom's a leader. Dom's been a great signing for us, and we certainly missed him last week. And I think he's just going to get better and better as we give him more game time, and we're smart with him. He's been in some decent environments, so for him now to come and add to us is great. And I think perhaps some of our younger players and even some of our older players who just need a bit of a boost, Dom has certainly provided that.
The game itself, how important coming off last week is it to make a strong start?
Yeah, really, really important. I think how you start games is, I don't think you can win a game by having a great start, but you can certainly lose one. Now that might sound like a bit of a daft statement, but we do really need to start well tomorrow. We need to send a message out to Toulouse and everybody else in this comp, I think, and that's to really lay a marker down, and it'll help us get rid of the last couple of weeks and be really positive about our approach in what's to come.
You mentioned last night's game, 2 of your former teammates going head to head. How pleased were you for Danny Ward to get a moment in the spotlight? He's been ploughing a bit of a lonely furrow down there in London. Yeah,
he's done a terrific job. Really, really happy for him. I've had a bit of contact with him since I took this role, and I've been played with him for a number of years. I think he's done a brilliant job. So the flip side of that is Franny. You want anybody you played alongside to do well and have good careers, and I'm certainly no different with Franny. Franny spent a lot of time with me as a junior, and even now we still keep in touch and are good friends. So I certainly wish him all the best, and he's got a tough job on there at the minute, but I've no doubt it'll come through.
The rise of French Rugby League this season has been sort of one of the stories perhaps we've not been shouting enough about in Rugby League. Catalans through to the Challenge Cup final, in the Super 8s, having been in the £1 million game last year, and now Toulouse challenging to be in Super League.
Yeah, when I look at Catalan, I think Steve McNamara's done an absolutely amazing job. I think in the space of just over 12 months to turn that place around, and for them to reach a Challenge Cup final, for the way that they played last weekend, I thought was great, and that's testament to Steve and what he's done there. And then you throw Toulouse into the mix. I think finally the investment that's taken place in French rugby for a number of years now from our sport is paying off. So let's hope it doesn't pay off tomorrow though.
And I know there have been a couple of youngsters from France who've been with the academy in recent weeks that Eric Ansam, a former player, has brought over. So it shows the quality of young players. They recently beat England in 2 tests. So it seems to be the grassroots seems to be working as well in France. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, I think Southern France in particular, they're doing a lot for the sport, and a lot of that is down to obviously 2 professional clubs that are competing in the UK, but also their infrastructure back there is pretty good, and the link with Eric for us has been excellent. The link with Albie, and I think if top French kids are available, why would we not have a look at them and get them to come in to add to what we already have.
The rain was falling when you had your team run this morning. Does it feel like we're getting into the playoff time of the year? Normally we're hopefully trying to get to a grand final, but the prize is almost just as important this time.
Very much so. This campaign is really important for us, and we want to be, like I said, we want to be really, really positive and attack it. The rain did make a difference today. I think you almost associate the rain with September time, don't you, and almost getting close to those playoffs. But it's a gentle reminder to the boys that it is the business time. We've got nothing to wait for now. Here is our business time this next couple of months, and we've got to make sure we're good.